there, this is Datila, and welcome to the TNAIW GoGoPower Rankings show. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Burt Maclin, no relation to Steve Maclin, wherever he is.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, so who do you expect to see on the Power Rankings this week?
To be honest, two things stood out to me on Impact this weekend. I kind of want to see Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green at number one, just based off that fire promo they cut. That was probably the best promo I ever heard Matt Cardona cut. It was so heel. It was so good. And then I would be fine with seeing Ace Austin at number two, just because even though, again, he didn't wrestle, it was just a promo. He's probably the biggest star. He's probably one of the biggest stars in the world right now, especially not only being in Impact and wrestling in New Japan right now. So that's why I want to see at number one and number two.
For number one, it's a tie between Ace Austin for the reasons that you said, because he is in New Japan right now, and even though he only had a promo, he definitely, I feel like he would be a runner-up for first place if he's not first place. But the second people I feel, in my opinion, deserve that number one spot too are the Briscoe brothers. I mean, they have a good main event match with Violent by Design, and this time it was in the form of Joe Dorian and Diener. And Diener was really hard to take down in that match, as you saw.
Diener looked really good in that match. The Briscoes are just going to continue to be near the top as long as they're champions. I don't see them going anywhere in the rankings.
That's true. I do agree with you on that. All right, so how do you join the Power Rankings, or how would you be a part of the Power Rankings committee if people wanted to join?
All you have to do is just hit me up on Twitter at Burt Maclin 11, shoot me a DM, and we can look into getting you in the rankings committee.
All right, well, with that being said, let's play the Power Rankings. Number 10, Jordan Grace. Number 9, Sami Callihan. Number 8, World Champion Tasha Steelz. Number 7, Speedball Mike Bailey. And number 6, Bullet Club. Number 5, the HBAC, Mia Yim. Number 4, Eric Young and VBD. Number 3, X Division Champion Ace Austin. Number 2, Tag Team Champions the Briscoes. Number 1, World Champion Josh Alexander. All right. I have to say, Ace Austin is right under the Briscoes. I was shocked he's at number 3. I do think that maybe Ace Austin should have been number 2. But I'm fine with the Briscoes being number 2 as well. What about you?
Well, just like I didn't think he would be. I thought he'd be number 1 or 2. He's number 3. I like Ace Austin at being number 3, and while I'm a little upset that Matt Cardona is not on the rankings at all, I have to say I'm happy that Bullet Club is there, while Honor No More is not. As you know, I'm not a fan, so that made me smile.
You're really just coming after Honor No More.
Well, and then look at it. They're falling apart. If you watch it, and it's Spirit Maria. They're falling apart at the seams. They don't know what's going on. They're taking out the only star of the group. I don't know what's going on.
That is true. It seemed like Honor No More had a bit of miscommunication, especially with Mike Bennett. I don't know what was going on there.
Didn't look good to me, but I wasn't there.
I definitely do agree. All right, so we got some trends to talk about. So Jordan Grace actually made her first appearance since we started tallying.
That's so surprising to me, seeing what a big star she is and how she's always seems near the top, or just she's a big star of the show, and she's always in the main scene on the show as well. So that just kind of, I was blown away by that.
Yeah, and definitely Josh Alexander is straight 11 weeks at number 1. It's not surprising, honestly.
Yeah, that has to be some sort of record. That's pretty much almost 3 months, so that's a long time.
Well, I definitely do see why he's made 11 weeks as number one because he is the current champion. So certainly deserves that number one spot. But I will argue, I feel like sometimes like when he appears and he just like cuts a promo or a segment, sometimes I feel like, well, maybe other people deserve that number one spot. Like how you said, Ace Austin deserved the number one spot too. You know?
Yeah, there's always gonna be times where you could say that maybe Josh didn't deserve to be number one in certain ways just because he maybe just didn't cut a great promo or his match wasn't as good as someone else's. But right now, with him being the world champion, he's gonna have to do a lot for me not to have him number one every week. So,
All right. Well, do you have anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
I could totally see a situation going into next week and where Ace Austin is number one next week. Just again, taking into consideration what's going on in Japan, I could just see him being number one next week.
I will say, if Ace Austin wins the Best of Super Juniors, in my opinion, he would deserve to be number one.
I don't think there's anybody that would argue with you on that one. So,
Yep. All right, you guys. Well, thank you guys all so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
later.